Igwe, you exactly. And I can they can request for a brief remark. Makana Obu for the Bobu as I am over. I forgot to see the video. Mother Puche, one teacher about the matter. I must say now. They can request a Makaya fraternity with Ovala Aguleri. When for God now, afford you. If you demand to afford you a true, but number younger brother, Roman Catholic. So, when I'm than history, man, I'm happy today. Aguleri is now a place to go. Darling, himself, darling, always been available to earn your own contributions. Thank you so much. Ndi for your supportive roles to your Igwe. Bob I phone and no way find them. There were a phone cheer. I was saying, I said, Kafama Dena. Now go on Uju around their king. August in them where we know. And my son Galo. The PG, the airport coordinator for the political wing of our Aguleri administration. Thank you for all your contributions. The chairman, organizing committee, and make a report. Because I got happy also. Where's yours? I make easy. That payment and all for man. Okanga annual lecture has come to stay. It has brought Aguleri to the global map. Nke Aaron Cab the 6th edition. So nobody for your brand and Equasiania. That was first edition, second edition, third, and today the 6th. And then it was the 7th. It was with Igwe. So it's a good remark for the community. The here, according to Igwe's remark, no, each time MSC any Okanga lecture. Go away far Mutani near Agreji with Zoom. Manoga do Nanya, the informal name of lecture. About Aguleri, now the communities around you are learning. Nigeria as a whole are learning. The global community are learning. And I'm on the phone with you. I saw the advert for the lecture on the internet first. Before my brother Ikobosi, where I'm being represented here, I follow my internet. So it's already making waves. So when I came on for that, for the lecture that I bring to the world, a call to build hope and prosperity. That is the way my principle has captioned it. And for us to deal with this matter, every West on the bending. Now, could it bend the yellow family? I have a problem. And the problem I'm also on Aguleri recording. Man, we're using Aguleri as a stepping stone to begin a discussion that could be used to solve global problems. And so, the other problem I have a problem of the youth restlessness everywhere, economic challenges, and also poverty. The idea of cannot government to solve the problem from the root. Man, before Pilogodu, I said, can call who of man, because Mwabu Demba. No, we're here clearly to represent Chidoka. And the one that one and if I go back to Chidoka, if I can Wembo, how can I enter into the big shoes of Chidoka in order to impress the community and be able to deliver his message? Oh, yes, you call me. Manamana with your corporation, upon here, with your corporation, we are going to deal with the lectures and to be able to extract the importance of the lecture for the good of Aguleri and the world in general. So let me start by citing a popular statement from John F. Kennedy. Now said that the only reason to give a speech is to change the world. The foremost reason for me to stand here on behalf of Chidoga is to deliver a speech that has a potential of changing Aguleri, changing Nigeria, and indeed the whole world. Adapanoso, one Leonardo DiCaprio, always say, don't wait around for someone to tell their story. Do it yourself, by whatever means necessary. I get a call story about our environment. By being able to narrate our stories, we shall be able to learn from that stories, to use it to solve our imminent problems. And on this note, I want to say that it is an honor to address this distinguished audience at the 6th edition of Okanga annual lecture. A platform that brings us together to inspire our transformative ideas for our nation's progress. And as I mentioned earlier, we are supposed to tell our stories. The stories we tell about Aguleri here will ever nowhere concern the theme of this 6th edition of Okanga. So I now rely on that to tell us a brief story of Aguleri. Before delving into solution to our national challenges, let us reflect on the history of Aguleri and its enduring legacy as an agricultural society. Aguleri, nestled by the banks of Ovala River, has long been a cradle of yam farming and one of the earliest hubs of agriculture in Igbo land. For centuries, the people of Aguleri have tilled the fertile soil with dedication, producing abundant crops that fed their families and entire communities. Agriculture was more than means of survival, it was a way of life. Ovala River was a vital artery enabling trade in yams, fish, and other produce with neighboring regions. One remarkable tradition stands out: the Along War Festival, which I'm sure most of us are aware of it. That's right. A celebration of the harvest season and the gift of the land. It is said that during these festivals, elders would teach the young generations not just the technique of farming, but the values of stewardship, hard work, and community. These values have endured through generations and remain a source of pride for Aguleri people. However, the most inspiring part of Aguleri history is its ability to adapt from the days of traditional farming methods to the gradual introduction of modern agricultural practices. Aguleri has always embraced change while holding on to its roots. This legacy reminds us that agriculture is not just about crops, but about resilience, innovation, and ability to create opportunities. As we explore agriculture, skill acquisition, entrepreneurship can reshape Nigeria. Let us draw inspiration from Aguleri, a community that has thrived through its connection to the land and this people's commitment to progress. Today, I invite us to envision a Nigeria where our challenges, youth wastiness, insecurity, economic recession, become stepping stones to prosperity. If my principal and chief over here, but yes, we have all these problems. But now we cannot go to sleep because we have problems. How do we now turn around these problems for good? And that is the main takeaway from this lecture. I will so man I get over so because I went so. Can you kind of see where we'll so moon can on my way? Can may qualify in progress. Just like you may have heard about some countries, so well the sad experiences from with to revolutionize the economy of the countries. Today, we are taking in that way. We have issues in Nigeria, and we are trying to use those issues as a stepping stone for progress. As we gather here, let us remember this. Nigeria's most valuable resource is not oil or mineral. It is our people. The future of this nation lies in the hands of our youth, our farmers, and our entrepreneurs. Eventually, we are going to define most of the words we use here, as you may see them. If we mention entrepreneurs, who are we referring to? If we mention business moguls or whatever terms you mention here, we are going to actually harness all of them. So that I mentioned here, put here together in order to make our lecture in concrete. So, my message today focuses on how prioritizing agriculture, skill acquisition, and entrepreneurship can address these challenges and create a prosperous Nigeria. Now, to buttress this, I recently visited Benue State, where I trained in yams and transportation in a small farming community. I met young people redefining their future through agriculture. With essential tools and a willingness to learn, they turned barren lands into thriving yam farms. One young farmer said, "For the first time, I had a purpose." This encounter reaffirmed my belief that agriculture can empower communities with the proper support. Now, to clarify what this statement stands for, the concept we are trying to define, which will help in the discussion at the end. Before proceeding further, I request your indulgence to create conceptual clarity so we can paddle our canoes in the same direction. If we're paddling our canoes in the same direction, or something family, there are more if we're talking about in one direction. Because now I had to in a buy, we'll go see precisely what we need, what we want to say, or what we need to say. So when we mention about paddling our canoes, agriculture, the foundation of economic stability. Agriculture, the backbone of many developing economies, has historically been central to Nigeria's prosperity. Before the discovery of oil, it accounted for over 60% of GDP and provided widespread employment. Today, agriculture contributes approximately 21% to GDP, but still employ 37.99% of workforce. And in as much as we still have to discuss this later, you see, in an attempt to discuss this, we are trying to expand the scope of our lecture. Current people also within our environment. Can I give an example? Can I get some statistics? Because actually, you cannot develop without having a history of the past, the present, and then for the future. So that is why we have to impose some statistics. Because now, if I were a cater, no gamble, now GDP of Nigeria is about 60%. Okay? And that was when about 37.9% of Nigerians are into farming. Our GDP, more than 60%. Now, by 2022, our GDP dropped to 21%. Mana ife no into famine, can go into famine. Obuna mmadụ 100 na famine. Another gamble fan channel make 60,000 naira. Oluwaza kita mmadụ 100 can go famine. For them make 20,000 naira. Something wrong somewhere. The same number of people, but their yield is lower. So from research, we are able to find out that those things are happening because the global community are expanding into mechanized agriculture. Mana anyone can maintain our own system, and therefore I was money na yawa, I am always what a yield. So for the fact that we are making effort without output, then there's a need for us to look into why we're not doing so. In which case, we have to think towards agricultural mechanization. Nigeria's vast potential, 70.8 million hectares of agricultural land, with 34 million hectares of arable places, remain underutilized due to neglect and insufficient modernization. Revitalizing agriculture through mechanization, value chain development, and rural infrastructure can enhance food security, reduce unemployment, and then drive rural development. So even if we now think about mechanizing agriculture, something is still lacking. The scale. Just like Father Kuka or Bishop Kuka in one of his speeches, always say that the problem of Nigeria is not truly or completely lack of jobs. Now, so where that we have youths who are unemployable. Our youths are unemployable. Now we know that. So get solution. We now know that the solution shall be scale acquisition. Scale acquisition empowering the workforce. Scale acquisition equip individuals with practical abilities to thrive in a rapidly evolving world. Beyond traditional education, it emphasizes hands-on training for self-reliance and employability. Globally, 85% of jobs require technical skills. This is according to International Labour Organization. Yet, many Nigerian youth remain unprepared for these demands. Expanding vocational trainings, aligning curricula with market needs, and fostering public-private partnership can bridge the gap. Scale acquisition empowers the youth, reducing frustration and creating opportunities for economic mobility. Empowered with the right skills, our youth can unlock their potentials to innovate and drive change. This brings us to the critical role of entrepreneurship as the engine of economic growth. Now we think about entrepreneurship, the engine of growth. Entrepreneurship transforms challenges into opportunities by driving innovation and creating jobs. In Nigeria, peer unemployment hovers around 30%, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, 1924. Entrepreneurship offers a critical pathway to economic recovery and empowerment. By nurturing creativity, addressing unmet needs, and reducing dependency on traditional employment, entrepreneurs can catalyze economic diversification. However, access to finance, mentorship, and supportive policies are also crucial to unlocking the potentials. You see, as we mention each way to move forward, we also find out from each of them we are having some challenges which we need to address. Intergovernmental challenges and opportunities. Youth restlessness, insecurity, and economic recession are deeply intertwined, shaping Nigeria's social economic landscape. By prioritizing agriculture, skill acquisition, and entrepreneurship, we can address these challenges holistically. fostering stability, empowerment, and sustainable growth. This integrated approach lays the foundation for more resilience and prosperous Nigeria. We delve into the youth restlessness. Youth restlessness marked by frustration, protest, and violence is both a symptom and driver of insecurity, with both 3% of Nigerian youth unemployed, according to National Bureau of Statistics 2024. Many turn to militancy, cybercrime, or social vices. Notable manifestations include movements like NSAS, Niger Delta militancy, and Boko Haram recruitment, often driven by youth unemployment, which exceed 40%, leading to frustration and hopelessness. Insecurity in Nigeria is pervasive, involving terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and the communal clashes. It disrupts lives, displaces millions and economic and enters economic capacity, activities, and investment. Economic recession compounds these issues, marked by declining GDP, high unemployment, and poverty. It reduces government revenue, limits public services, and fuels unrest. Addressing these interconnected issues require prioritizing agriculture, skill acquisition, and entrepreneurship to reduce unemployment, build stability, and revitalize the economy. Let us focus on solutions that create opportunities, empower youth, and restore confidence in the Nigerian future. To tackle Nigeria's challenges, we must focus on 3 interconnected pillars: agriculture, skill acquisition, and entrepreneurship. These are the foundations of any thriving economy, as global examples demonstrate. Now we know that agriculture is the bedrock of economic transformation. Agriculture is more than a sector, it is the backbone of Nigerian economic potential. Yet our reality contrasts sharply with our potential. While we possess hectares of arable land, we import food, spending over $10 billion annually on items like rice and wheat. Global lessons in agricultural innovation. Netherlands. Despite its small size, Netherlands is the second largest agricultural exporter in the world, generating over 60 billion annually. The country has maximized productivity by leveraging technologies such as greenhouse farming and precision agriculture. India. Through the greenhouse revolution, India transformed itself from a food deficit nation to a self-sufficient one. Investment in irrigation, high-yield seeds, and rural infrastructure turned smallholder farms into engines of economic growth. Locally here in Benue State, I personally witnessed how small agro-processing businesses can scale with minimal support. Imagine if every entrepreneur in Nigeria had access to these opportunities, our economy would be unstoppable. In addition to Benue's thriving yam farms, we can draw lessons from other parts of Nigeria. In Kano, for example, tomato farming has flourished due to targeted investment in irrigation and farmer cooperatives, creating jobs and reducing post-harvest losses. Nigeria can adopt these lessons by introducing mechanized and precision agriculture to increase yield sustainably. Investing in agro-processing industry to increase the value of raw produce, creating wealth for farmers, and reducing post-harvest losses, improving rural roads, logistics and storage, and soil fertility can connect farmers to markets. Entrepreneurship is the lifeblood of any dynamic economy. Entrepreneurs not only create jobs but also solve problems through innovations. However, in Nigeria, systemic barriers such as limited access to finance and reliable infrastructure stifle entrepreneurship growth. In Lagos, the tech ecosystem is a testament to the power of entrepreneurship, with startups like Paystax, Fortaway, demonstrating how young Nigerians can innovate and lead in the global market. These examples show that with the right support, our potential is limitless. We can empower the next generation of entrepreneurs by increasing access to affordable loans for small and medium-sized enterprises, particularly in rural areas. Creating policies, incentivizing investment in startups and innovative sectors would attract venture capital. We must support business incubators and establish hubs where entrepreneurs can access mentorship, training, and resources. In a rapidly changing world, skills are currency of opportunity. For Nigeria to thrive, we must prioritize skill acquisition to empower our workforce and reduce unemployment. One of the most remarkable examples of homegrown ingenuity is the Igbo apprenticeship scheme, often referred to as Igba Boy system. For the generations, this Igba Boy system has enabled young people to learn trades and businesses under the mentorship of established entrepreneurs. Upon completing their apprenticeship, these youths are often supported with startup capital to establish their ventures. This informal yet highly effective system has created countless success stories and demonstrates the power of mentorship and structured scale development. We can complement this indigenous system by learning from global models. In Germany, for example, known for its dual education system, Germany combines classroom learning with practical hands-on apprenticeship in industries like engineering and manufacturing. This approach has kept youth unemployment remarkably low, even during economic downturns. In the United States, the US has integrated apprenticeship into modern economy, especially in technology and healthcare. Programs like those run by IBM allow participants to earn while they are making advanced technical skills accessible without requiring a traditional college degree. By integrating the Igbo apprenticeship scheme with lessons from Germany and United States, Nigeria can build a hybrid system that leverages our unique strengths while addressing global workforce demands. We should, as a matter of fact, formalize and scale apprenticeship programs nationwide, partner with private sector leaders to provide hands-on training aligned with industry needs, offer certification for apprenticeships, giving graduates recognition and mobility in labor market. As a nation, we can establish technical schools in underserved regions to train youths in high-demand construction, manufacturing, and IT skills. Collaborate with industries to create apprenticeship programs that bridge the gap between education and employment, and also promote lifelong learning. These efforts will prepare our youth to contribute meaningfully to the economic skills, to the economy. Skills do not just equip individuals for jobs, they empower them to create opportunities and drive innovations. So, tackling the restiveness, the youth restiveness. Youth restiveness is both a symptom and a driver of insecurity, but it is not unsurmountable. By directly engaging our youth through agriculture, skill acquisition, and entrepreneurship, we can channel their energy into productive activities. Imagine a national youth program where young people are trained in modern farming techniques, offered seed capitals for agro enterprises, or mentored by seasoned entrepreneurs. These targeted interventions can turn frustrations into fulfillment and restiveness into resilience. A vision for Nigeria's future. Picture in Nigeria where farmers are wealth creators exporting produce to global market. Youths are empowered with skills to compete in global economy. Entrepreneurs are solving local problems with innovative solutions. This is not a distant dream. It is a vision we can achieve through deliberate action. The global examples show transformation is possible when leaders and citizens commit to change. So on this, we now believe we can build a nation of possibility. I use this opportunity to lay out an actionable road vision for tomorrow. I do not glorify problems. I seek solutions. The time to act is now. Together, let us, number one, modernize agriculture by mechanizing 50% of farmland by 2030. Empower 5 million youth with skill through technical centers and apprenticeships. Establish 100 innovation hubs nationwide to support entrepreneurs. Create million jobs in agro-processing and value chain development. These steps not just tackle unemployment and insecurity, but also pave the way for Nigeria to emerge as Africa's economic powerhouse. Leadership is about service, and service is about creating opportunities for others to thrive. Together we can build a Nigeria where hope replaces despair and progress replaces stagnation. In conclusion, as I close, let us commit a vision of Nigeria that is rooted in opportunity, equity, progress. Imagine a nation where our fathers are not just feeding the nation, but exporting to the world. Where our youth are globally competitive innovators, and where every entrepreneur has the tools to succeed. By 2030, we can aim to halve youth unemployment, make Nigeria a leading exporter of agricultural produce, and establish our nation as a hub for innovation in Africa. As Joseph E. Holland so powerfully said, God, a time like this, strong minds, great hearts, true faith, and ready hands. Let us become men and women who will lead Nigeria as a new dawn. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Professor Nano, why Tirano, no poor, Kamalo, Kawanya is Chikoti and go and water. Sinus, Professor Pagote, Okowaria, Okwanu, Mighty Jogging, Stenobu, the guest lecturer online.
Thank you. Valency. Esudo. Ekanem. Igwe Bennett. Emeka. Aguleri ekenekwe mụ n'ọzọ. Ọlụ mpelumpe. Ife esi ka m lụọ bụ ka nkene nwanne anyị nwoke galụkwa ogbu a. Ekene ya erigburu nne. Na-ekene nwere nne anyị eji na-ekene nọ ya na-eme na-aga na-ekene ya na-aga Osta Chidoka n'ike Ogosi bụ nnukwute ọgwụ anyị ka ọ bụ bụrụ a member of the governing board of the institute nke mbụ director ya na UNISIC bụrụ ezigbote nwanne m nwoke na ezigbote ọgwụ m na nna m ukwu so na ọ ga-asị na mma ekene ọ tọrọ m ụtọ na ọ na-atọ ụtọ mmadụ ikene onye ọ mara ya bụ ekene elu ebe ọ mara ọ bụ ya ihe ebulu ekene wee somi ya nwanne ya nwoke Obinna Chidoka so wee bụ ije a indicate na the whole spirit and body of the Chidokas are in this lecture. Augustine, his absence, but with a high sense of respect to the stool of Ovala Aguleri. Okanga lecture was something I've been involved in it in the past 6 editions. And not today for Naga. By next year, he will be invited also to come as a guest. Now, some of us, Your Majesty, Toluna Ovala. As a young man, my father was in 1955. Family friends. And they are there. So, no, so every Ovala we look forward to it. So when this program came in, and some of us came involved, up a continuation of a family tradition. So not looking at the camera. Mara Pundio Tuani, Kamation Logu, so still at the back. Ovala to come. Ndi Noble States, India na the Ijebode. Well, problem, look at the problem. Umwaka is worried. Odi mobile is check for every onye is security after a time the original of Ijebu land born people meeting Silaka I was no more around Yakebe Kamali a well established of what they call the Ijebu Development Program. Well trained the ever case as Aburonye trains na ego no onye trains o je na na nne o lo ya aka lo ya fish pond anu si anya egonyi azu onwagu obia ko mmili azu je na azu ena enyi obele ego maka enyi nnukwu ego wori ese igbo e wesu gida azu a wesu onya mgbe elebela azu si je buputa turned out to become so much na the Federal Ministry of Agriculture went to Ogun State and built the largest fish processing farm in the country and in West Africa. Some of this we call today Ibadan fish. Many they see Ijebu Abia. Within the first 1 year, the sales from that product not 3.7 billion in record. All those young men were even the value of that business. We will have to think of how best to put into practical use entrepreneurial capacity of our young ones, develop them, fund it, stand by it without taking away ego. Within 1 or 2 years, even 9 and again, or
okay, you make a professor. In here, professor microphone, the guy in here pastor microphone. I'm not put I can hear person like that. I hear microphone, but I tell you why I couldn't get that cause or go back to your home. I think I got another lecture for 2 hours. But I'm not going to put professor. I call the account. Another professor. I'm going to come. As you do, okay, bro. My chairman, sir, and Her Excellency Ambassador Emeritus, Honorable, and Jidoka also represented. Because all of them, I am even in Ogolo, or even but even in Alibu, ever not to allow check it up. Can this ever see where by can you go back and see where so even one name? I have the importance of agriculture, agribusiness, and innovation. In Egypt today, Omaka is an app. I learn agriculture on Agalva. I make in mechanization, my education. Omaka are ready to go. Oya Bogaleba boy on the Jessica. Can all daily parents live anywhere in from the cultural perspective, ọdịbendị bụ agrik bụ ọdịbendị anyị maka na Aguleri na Ọmabara area, this is an agrarian community. Anyị nwere vast arable land, anyị nwere water resources. Ma kedu isi ebe na ụmụ anyị achọrọ ọsị ka wa metụ ya aka? Kedu isi ebe ji arụzi ọrụ ugbo kasị n'ọlụ atịtị? Onye ọbụla chọrọ iyi ebe ọcha, ụlọokwu na-aga ka ego na-abata na million dollar. Kedu isi ndị ya alụ ya? Kedu ọrụ dịrị parents na ọ bụrụ na-esi ya na o nwerela iji eme mgbe abụọ ya esokwe gị ịkpọrọ nwa gị chọọ ma kụziere ya ka esi eme o wee bido wee mụta. How do we move on to the new generation where agric becomes attractive and they see it as business, as a livelihood, as something that they can do to leverage their counterparts across the world? We must globalize agriculture, and as we globalize, we must also localize. I will link I will na global space where we can wear many. Kedu ibe anyị na-achọ? Ibe anyị na-achọ bụ ka ọ mụọ anyị kịta a na-ekwu restiveness and insecurity. Ka ma nwee ike wee gaa back to agriculture. Mana ọnụụlọ ka ọ na-ebido a sị na ibe aka ewu zọrọ ka ọ bịa na-azọ. Mana ibe anyị na-ajụ kịta bụ anyị jisikwa n'aka na okpe ewu na-azọzikwa ebe aka ya zọrọ. Agba osisi bụ ibe oligoro alịdatani. Ọkwa ndị a bụ ibe anyị na-ajụ. Are these children ready to follow the footsteps of their senior ones and our elders? So parents will follow their level, and that is the area we are looking at in this discussion. Because now teach a child in the way he shall follow. When he grows up, he shall never depart from it. Let it not be to the end of our generation, even in our house. When we are tired, when we are gone, will this legacy of agric and agrarian business be sustained and sustainable? I emezi huya mabi Bible na lora. Oba jigini, oba no carry nwago ya lumu also. Is there a way we can innovate with our young man? What businesses can we do with them? How do we encourage our children to go into farming and agriculture? Because not depending on. So ndị ọka mmụta n'ebe a na-etinye ọnụ n'okwu a nke m bụ ka open no discussion, and then we raise critical questions, ask questions, and then we also challenge some assumptions that are really no longer working, because I'm on a digital age, and some of the things we are doing, we must move on with the times, otherwise our children will leave us behind. So Professor, I'll begin with Professor Sebo, who will come here and talk to us about parenting. There are cultural aspects. Ben and Akuzina even the other Akuzina my name along more the Basariji Mewaj, Mwara, the meaning of it. How about the economic issues? I choose to go up with wine. About the social issues, about the women and naturals, people boyo, Kaliamwaba, Bawana Gozi hairstyle, there you the Amadiana, Mwaba name ladies. How do we do that mentorship and mentoring so that on the day can you know who people can you also go on? Prof.
Yeah, good afternoon. As you do, I want to start my comment. About 2 days ago, and he took me around his house. When I got here and I saw the topic, I cast my mind back to what I saw at Ojendo's house. Yes, the whole of his house is like a farm. Different products, and these are, low gestation period products that you don't need so much energy to grow. Everything Her Excellency gave us a lunch. All the fruits on that table we are grown in Ochendo's house. As a matter of fact, a matter of fact, Akora said I was supposed to be the lead discussant here. He got in contact with me, but I was engaged. So I said I will not be able to come. But when I got to General's house, and he said he was going to chair this lecture, he said he insisted that I must come, that I have to reorder my program, and that's why I came. But the point I'm trying to make is that my first observation when I got here, I looked at the hall. This lecture is about youth. Nigeria has the largest youth population in the whole world. 160 million youths, the largest in the whole world. And when I looked around, what I saw here, less than 2% of the people we have in this hall are youth. This lecture is supposed to be about youth. And we are not seeing the youths here. For me, that is an issue, it's a challenge. I read primary school in Anambra in the 70s, secondary school in Anambra, and I know that in curriculums in primary and secondary schools, there are aspects of practical agricultural studies. In secondary school, we grew all the food that we ate. All. We were not buying from anywhere. You found as a student. If we are talking about, in fact, Iko Bosi's lecture talked about STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, science. That's where the world is going. It is estimated that by 2030, it is the African youth population that will drive the fourth industrial revolution. And you can only do that if you focus on vocational education. This is not about parents not training their children. I can tell you, my 13-year-old son is more technology savvy than myself. So if you're expecting that these kids will go and do farming the way you did it, you've lost it. They cannot. There are technology equipment that you can use to grow improved seedlings. I discussed the, I think it was second Okanga lecture. I was a discussant with Dr. Both of us were discussants at the other hall there. One of the issues I also think we should consider is an intervention program. Iko Bosi made mention of that. You need to have an intervention program, and that's what Professor Jademoni was talking about at Ijebode. We must create an intervention program focusing on the youths so that we don't just come, do the Okanga lecture, and then we go. By January next year, we come back and we still speak English. There has to be an intervention program that we have to empower these kids. But we must go back to vocational education. Less than 6% of the budget of all the countries in West Africa, less than 6% is focused on vocational education. It's not possible to, it's not possible to build these skills if you do not have vocational training. Thank you.
Because I'm not when they tell you now. Because again I'm 10 minutes maximum. 10 minutes. Or when I tell you my phone now because no go say I don't tell you now. Or anybody tell you because again I not more than 10 minutes we are going to round up. Please. Please. Because we are rounding up. We are rounding up. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, this one's working. Professor Kamibo, please, you focus on the parenting. Thank God we are also a mother. Let us look at that, please.
Igwe, standing on the existing protocol, I think I'm going to look at the angle of the role of mothers in child upbringing. The reason for doing that is because I have seen that on the bench, I know Makiaiva, not the one they zoom even in the Makia, they don't know how do mothers play their role. Are mothers still role models to their children today? That is a question I'm throwing at mothers today. And again, I am also focusing on the youth. I can see school children here. Therefore, I am just specifying my little speech on mothers and their children. One I call Makiko was so when you Makia Bamonti. Bonas, Nico, Posis, Lazy Ways, or whatever. Was on Olia. Yawa goes in and near the Lolia of Fuma. Makanopo and near Rolly of Fuma. Just because he is influential or he is wealthy. Mana Wakalieba, Makanos lazy ways no whatever. And lazy ways no Sia, Bunyawa de for that, a well mano Makia, no afia, and Obudai Budai. Can even didn't visit? If it was a Bible that got me striking was when the Igwe announced the philanthropist in our midst. Do you know what I did? I quickly Googled him. When Choputana, this philanthropist, Igwe acknowledged, has headed an organization. He has chairman an organization for 12 years. He is here, and I know I'm not lying. What did that tell us? Hard work. First issue of get rich quick syndrome. I put in the now as own wine. Operate one your wambala. Opera the bend the eye. Or the bend the eye, but I need why you're now one. Pido no belle when I tutu. I tutu Gidesia Ubeju. Then we burst. And the entire world will hear about us. Get rich quick syndrome is very bad. I don't know what even a pussy or dying iron on matter. It might interest you to know that mothers these days will work hard, and at the end of the year, phone, laptop, abbreviate Malay or the bed. Do we still inculcate moral education into our children? I can't when level I need Gianni. Eba Lokita, don't worry, graduate of university. Since the annual chair, Edimania and Rio. Do we still inculcate morals into our children? Respect, integrity, or hard work. Do we still teach that? Discipline. I am an MSP. Chetakwano nandi bayi busina woman kaliamo bugene. Mukutao kulumukutendo ane kuriye kuna woman kaliam. Manandi netana. Muru na desepa kona kalizunu. Let's get back to our roots. Kai maybe image malai pundi agli. Maybe image malai pundi omombala. Nandi na kuzulu waka moral education. Obure kwanye wine je be baji. Obure kwanye wine eche kwana awu ide medekenebe. Onwe mende gola agota. Obure ezio. Let us know that education is very vital in the child's upbringing. Oburo na wine je awu ko je kwete go mba wapuno ka uju. Education education is not for you to get money. Come on, open this one working out. One guy be exposed. The child will be exposed. One guy with inferiority complex. Open up the door and achieve one year in a court. Look at it for 14 years in one. I see the address where now I was in court, and I feel very one open up and the child is educated. The child will stand firm to say no because of the level of exposure the child has got and also the intellectual ability which the child acquired from school. Therefore, to our roots. The line. Now, the last week of November, the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukuma Soludo, organized an Innovation Award Week. I was there on the 29th of November. To my greatest amazement and the disappointment, people call you Anambra State now, but this state also. If they are not from an independent state, the Lagos state, but then we will 5 million. Now, technology, technical innovations, technological innovations, governor I want 100 million. And I tell I am that from the Anambra, I never got to see it. Oh, we're only even 9 let's say, we go to phone, young wives, young wives, or the ones who only go to phone, which is the digital era we are in, that's fine. And nobody go to that phone where see what I can tech. Well, it phone, we are tech. If you can work again, who work out where Kapan and where is so much attached, if not for anything, if we are not 5 years for waiting now. And then breastfeed the child. So no matter what I can imagine or maybe you 10 years. Oh, you get any other snap when I wouldn't get much major. Therefore, you are in our losing the wall. And what I clear image, I can wipe out, check out what what I balloon, and you are there with peace. You're not gonna have peace. I can imagine bubble up because it's children. So overall, I wish to let us know, mothers in our midst, that we are actually failing in our parental responsibilities and we have to upgrade. And the children in our midst, take it easy. Life is a gradual process. Thank you all.
Thank you, Professor. Because this topic, I get one more time. I will discuss. I'm like, every can be married to you. My no guy there. No flying me don't know. Come on, even I go one in neck and I go and it takes two to tango. One okay, I want to one get it and I can. One guy I can rob. Or we may go piano mona. The village ruling council. I'm an avan but when they were from by a busy young man. Oh yes, I know Siki got put in there. Ọpụrụ was the Wapagana police, get even a police, or send out to one year avenue. On a type going a village meeting, may Elijah near. Or Messiah, may I market. Or when Elijah goes even a buy. Makaya Kalera, I have put because of the massing getting, of whom was about Chopping. You could guide to see any cake or depend the eye will together. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Hello. I can let the professor one way. I can Professor Chike Osebwe, I can Professor Jaja Manebo, when I can say Omalicha Mwadani or Professor Chinelo, Kebalanyo Ibazo. We also want to recognize the presence of Dame Teresa Udeso, but the leader of Anamo Women Worldwide, Anamo Progressive Women Worldwide. We are now Chite Anya Nana Denya Nana Boy. Ovulesi, Fonia Nana Millennium. Amorosike, Otamoka Nabia.